So Donald Trump is calling the Jeffrey Epstein story boring.
But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
Boring? Bro, you partied with this dude for 15 years, flew on his plane 7 times, and now you're telling us it's boring. That's like your ex saying your relationship was boring right after someone finds all your old love letters. But seriously, imagine you're Trump right now. You've got your own Justice Department officials promising to release all the Epstein files. Your supporters are literally demanding answers, and your response is basically, ugh, can we talk about something else? It's giving major, my dog ate my homework energy, except the dog is a convicted pedophile and the homework is your entire friendship history. Let me paint you a picture of what we're dealing with here. These two guys met around 1990 when Epstein bought a mansion just 2 miles from Mar-a-Lago. 2 outer borough New York guys who made it big in Manhattan, both with reputations as showy men about town. That's like saying Ted Bundy was socially active. Technically true, but missing some key context. And the parties? Oh my god. In 1992, there's literally NBC footage of Trump and Epstein at Mar-a-Lago with Buffalo Bills cheerleaders. You can watch Trump pointing at women while whispering in Epstein's ear, making him double over with laughter. What do you think they were discussing? Stock tips? The weather? Hey Jeffrey, that blonde one looks like she's got great conversation skills. But here's where it gets really weird. In 1993, Trump hosted a calendar girl competition at Mar-a-Lago. The guest list? Trump and Epstein. That's it. Just the two of them and a bunch of young women competing in a beauty contest. The event organizer literally said, Donald, this is supposed to be a party with VIPs. You're telling me it's you and Epstein? It's like planning a dinner party and only inviting yourself and your creepy uncle who everyone whispers about at family reunions. Now, Trump's defense these days is that he had no idea Epstein was up to anything shady. Really? In 2002, Trump told New York Magazine, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. On the younger side. He literally said this in a magazine interview. You don't accidentally say younger side when talking about your friend's taste in women. That's not a slip of the tongue. That's a confession with a wink. But wait, it gets juicier. According to recordings obtained by the Daily Beast, Epstein himself claimed to be Trump's closest friend for 10 years and said some absolutely wild stuff about their adventures together. Epstein alleged they would go to Atlantic City casinos specifically to pick up women, using this elaborate tag team approach. Epstein would distract the boyfriend while Trump swooped in on the girlfriend. It's like the world's grossest wingman situation, except one of the wingmen later got convicted of trafficking minors. And speaking of those recordings, Epstein claimed Trump's favorite thing was sleeping with his friends' wives. Epstein also described this insane scheme where Trump would call his friends into Trump Tower, ask them intimate questions about their sex lives while their wives were secretly listening on speakerphone, then use that information to seduce the wives later. Picture this. You're some rich guy thinking you're having a private conversation with Donald Trump about your marriage. Meanwhile, your wife is listening to every word from another room, and Trump is basically setting up the world's most elaborate honey trap. It's psychological warfare disguised as locker room talk. Now let's talk about Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's victims. She was recruited at Mar-a-Lago in 2000 when she was 17 years old, working as a spa attendant. Ghislaine Maxwell spotted her reading a massage book and offered her a job as Epstein's masseuse on the spot. No experience necessary, just show up at this rich guy's house. What could go wrong? It's like answering a Craigslist ad that says easy money, flexible hours, must be comfortable with boundaries being a suggestion. Then there's Maria Farmer, who described meeting Trump at Epstein's New York office in 1995. When Trump started eyeing her, Epstein apparently warned him, she's not for you.
What?
Not for you. What does that even mean? Was there some kind of selection process? A roster? Did they have a shared Google Calendar for this stuff? Another woman, Stacey Williams, says that in 1993, Epstein suggested they pop into Trump Tower to say hello to Trump. Once they got there, Williams claims Trump groped her like an octopus while Epstein watched. She later wondered if she'd been delivered to Trump's office like a piece of meat as part of some game between the two men. Imagine being used as a prop in someone else's twisted competition. It's like being a pawn in chess, except the chess players are both predators and the board is Manhattan real estate. The friendship lasted until 2004 when they had a falling out over. And this is beautifully petty. A real estate deal. Both men wanted to buy the same Palm Beach mansion, and Trump outbid Epstein for $41.35 million. Nothing says lifelong friendship like a property dispute in Florida. It's like two kids fighting over the last slice of pizza, except the pizza costs more than most people's houses and one of them later gets arrested for sex trafficking. After their falling out, Trump claims he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago for being inappropriate with a member's daughter. Convenient timing, right? Like, oh, I just noticed my friend of 15 years might be problematic right after he cost me a real estate deal. The moral awakening happened to coincide perfectly with the financial betrayal. What are the odds? Fast forward to 2019 when Epstein gets arrested again. Trump immediately goes into damage control mode. I wasn't a fan, he tells reporters. I don't think I've spoken to him in 15 years. This is the same guy who in 2002 called Epstein a terrific guy and talked about his preference for younger women. Now suddenly, he's claiming they were never that close? It's like your ex saying you barely dated right after the breakup photo surfaced on Instagram. But here's the really bizarre part. When Ghislaine Maxwell got arrested in 2020, Trump's response was, I wish her well. Not, justice must be served, or I hope the victims get closure. Just, I wish her well. Can you imagine being the president and your response to your old friend's co-conspirator getting arrested for child trafficking is basically thoughts and prayers? It's like wishing someone luck on their murder trial. Now, in 2025, with mounting pressure to release the Epstein Files, Trump is calling the whole thing a hoax and getting annoyed that people keep bringing it up. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? He asked reporters with exasperation. This guy's been talked about for years. Yeah, Donald, that's typically what happens when someone gets convicted of trafficking minors. People tend to remember that kind of thing. It doesn't have an expiration date like milk in your fridge. The funniest part is that his own Justice Department officials, people he appointed, had to come out and say there's no secret client list and that Epstein really did kill himself. His own people are basically telling his supporters to stop believing the conspiracy theories that Trump himself has been promoting. It's like hiring someone to organize your birthday party and they show up to tell everyone the party is canceled. And when asked if he knew his name appeared in the Epstein files, Trump straight up denied it. But the Wall Street Journal reported that Attorney General Pam Bondi had already told him back in May that his name was in there. So either Trump has the memory of a goldfish or he's lying to reporters about conversations with his own cabinet. Neither option is particularly reassuring for someone running the country. The Wall Street Journal also reported on a birthday note Trump allegedly sent to Epstein in 2003 that included a sketch of a naked woman and referenced a secret they shared. Trump's response? I don't draw pictures. Except the New York Times found evidence that Trump regularly donated drawings to charities in the early 2000s. So he does draw pictures, he just doesn't want to admit to drawing that particular picture. It's like saying you don't know how to drive when someone finds your car at a crime scene. Look, here's the thing that gets me. Trump spent 15 years socializing with Jeffrey Epstein. They partied together, traveled together, competed for the same women, and apparently shared some pretty intimate conversations about their personal lives. Multiple women have come forward describing disturbing encounters involving both men. There are photographs, flight logs, witness testimonies, and now actual recordings of Epstein describing their friendship in detail. But Trump's response to all of this is essentially, can we please talk about something else? This is boring. It's like getting caught shoplifting and complaining that security cameras are an invasion of privacy. The audacity is honestly impressive. Me personally, if I had a 15-year friendship with someone who later got convicted of trafficking minors, I'd probably have a better explanation than I didn't know and it's boring. I'd maybe show some concern for the victims or acknowledge that I clearly misjudged someone's character. But Trump's approach is to call it a hoax, deflect to Bill Clinton, and act annoyed that people keep bringing it up. The man literally said Epstein liked women on the younger side in a 2002 interview, but now claims he had no idea anything inappropriate was happening. Either Trump is the most oblivious person on earth, or he's hoping we all have collective amnesia about his own public statements. And that, my friends, is why Donald Trump really doesn't want you to see this video.